Welcome, my name is Rich, and this is a laid-back Let's Play of Star Wars The Old Republic. We are on Ilum, whilst Jedi Knight does Jedi Force tricks. I fully explored Ilum last time, actually, to round out the stream, and between now and then I've also gone and found all of the datacrons. So I've got that squared away, and I'm about to do the False Emperor Flashpoint, which I think involves beating the tar out of Darth Malgus. In which case, goodo. Look forward to it. Ah, we're going in a... Oh, hey. The light side is victorious. We're going in this fancy ship. Oh, right, of course, we stole this ship, didn't we? Oh, hey. It's poking its nose out. Is that just because it won't fit? I wonder how you get on board. Is this a hatch? Does it come down? I don't remember. Oh no, here we are. Okay. So, are those just lights along the edge? Or do you see out through, are they portholes? Is anything here a porthole? I mean, it looks cool. It could definitely have been positioned like a little bit further this way, though, couldn't it? So that the nose wasn't poking out through the force field. Although I doubt that anybody notices any of that, notices that at all.
I heard what Saravan did. It's just terrible. But worse will happen if we don't stop Malgus soon. Whatever happens out there, it's been a great honor fighting by your side, Master Jedi.
Have faith in our cause, and we will prevail against Darth Malgus.
I won't let the Republic down, Master Jedi. Engines are primed, homing beacon secure. We're good to go. Next stop, Darth Malgus' space station.
And when they say stealth, they actually mean it has some kind of physical chameleon skin. And not just that it completely evades tracking. Which is two different things. Okay, so this is going to take a while to get through, isn't it? Hologram of
Welcome
Arcus
to the
Wood.
heart of our new empire. I am Arcus Wood, engineer, architect, artist. Serve Darth Malgus well, and my technological creations will serve you.
Okay. So you got Okay, so that's part of his ears then. Just because of his species. Not because he decided to put little wings on the side of his mask.
Welcome to the heart of our new empire. I am Arcus Wood, engineer, architect, artist. Serve Darth Malgus well, and my technological creations will serve you.
Oh wow, we are surrounded by bad dudes. Okay. No, thank you. Is this some kind of kink that they're expressing? There's not too many. Did worry that we were going to have to fight an awful lot of dudes just in the docking bay. Transition Commando. We are here. Forsaken Sith Marauder and an identical Forsaken Sith Marauder. I wonder if they're twins. And a pair of artillery droid. She is capable of deflecting some of those blaster bolts, but it seems as though she prefers taking them mostly on her chin for some reason. Having two helper tanky types is very helpful, as opposed to just the one. Really rather missing playing as my... Oh, hey. The markers on the floor. They haven't been put down in the correct place. They're floating. Which means that this isn't... This warning hazard stripe isn't a part of the... A part of this... in-game like model, or like, what's the word, piece thing that you know have modeled and placed down in the world. So that must mean that the hazard stripes are a separate piece that you can... I mean, that makes sense, so that you can put them down where you feel like, rather than it having to be tied to the exact, like, platform or whatever. So if you wanted... So, for example, this is exactly the same as this, it appears. Although this looks like it's longer. Well, there's ways around that, isn't there? It could extend out under here, or this could be... a mirror image. It's probably a mirror image, isn't it? Just copy this, paste it, rotate it, line it up. But more care has gone into lining this up than has not making this float. Is it in line with this surface? It might be. Anyway, so I've been missing... I'm kind of missing playing my smuggler, because she's a sharpshooter, and I found that I really like being able to quick roll behind objects that could count as cover, and then laying down fire.
Application of technology. The impossible comes to life. We can travel faster than light. We can construct an entire fleet in weeks. And we can make the visible invisible. So when you see my engineers performing feats that make the Force look like child's play, remember that anything is possible. With the right application of technology, the impossible comes to life. We can travel
so
faster than light. We can
Okay.
construct an entire fleet in weeks. And we can make the visible invisible. So when you see my engineers performing feats that make the Force look like child's play, remember that anything is possible.
What was that I'm destroying? Disable the assembly monitors. Okay. I mean, this place seems like it's a remarkable production line, so I'm not sure why we are destroying it. Surely it would be valuable to capture. Well, assuming we can, I suppose.
The Trandoshans' capacity for warfare is remarkable. Your Republic's disinterest in their species led them right into my care. Thank you.
Why was the combat support droid making weird... Well, maybe this isn't going to take as long as I thought. Vowel sound noises. Is there anything back here? No, I live in hope. What did I pick up? Hair loss, heavy exoskeletal headguard. Okay. Hair loss. Hair loss? Does it cause hair loss? Loss of hair? Sounds like our allies have already begun attack runs. Kind of hoping that we wouldn't pull that artillery droid, but unfortunately that did happen. Have I missed any of these? Now I need to go back and check. Ah, there's one. Splendid. Hopefully there's a surplus of these thingamies. What else am I supposed to do? Disable the weapons consoles. Okay, but... which ones are the weapons consoles? I haven't seen anything so far that could be a weapons console. Okay, so I didn't actually go that far and miss any. This was the last one. And the reason I clicked on the glowy thing over there on the hollow statue is because I thought the first hollow statue, it had, clicking on it was a lore item, and so maybe it was a bit optimistic to think that the second one would also be a lore item, but here we are. I wonder why some parts of the architecture have safety rails. Well, I mean, if you can call this a safe... Well, it's slightly lower than waist height. Well, that's waist height, so that's actually a useful safety rail. Why some parts of this architecture have safety rails and other parts don't? if you can call this a safety rail. This is... it's quite wide. Okay, this is a designated boss fight. Treg the Destroyer. Okay, Treg. Meet Kaizen. Get out of that. Whatever's going to happen in there. Sure, it's no fun. Well, it's probably fun for him. No fun for me.
Cool. Just heard from the Supreme Commander. The Republic fleet is on its way.
Interesting weapons choices. Like design choice there. Those are very, very heavy looking weapons. Like, they're extremely thick and short for relative to their weight. I mean, you could probably take that mass and turn it into an overly long but functional weapon. But the fact that it's all compacted down into one space by having the spine of the weapon be like 4 or 5 inches thick.
The Stealth Armada. These vessels will shape the galaxy on invisible wings. Such greatness is only attained by the marriage of animal engineering and the Foundry. A few upgrades and the Foundry droids can process Adegan crystals and construct stealth squadrons in record time. Darth Malgus united our technologies, as he will unite the galaxy.
Don't put your hopes on him too much. Ooh, can I just push them off? Bye! I mean, I won't get loot from them, but... This is why we have safety rails. So that crazy Jedi can't just push you off. Okay, so there is a surplus of these, in case you missed one earlier, which is nice. Or maybe if you're in with more people, the bonus objective has a higher count. Like, it was 4 for me, but I was solo, so maybe if you're in a team of 2 or 3, the number increases. What's this? Vibroblade. I got some... Okay, not that interesting then. Oh well. What I would really like occasionally is... Well, more than once. The one time it happened I can think of was on the first Flashpoint. Kind of. Where you fight Moff, sorry, not Moth. He's as irritating as a moth, but he was a Moff. Moff something or other. Who's the first villain that you really face as a consular, I think. Anyway, what I would really like is if you came across a door that just won't open. Like, you can't get it open, and you have to find another way around. And so you like find a vent and break that open, and then run through it and find another way around. I mean, that kind of thing's possible in, I guess, in single-player first-person shooter games more than in a third-person game like this. I think you did it a few times in the Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast games with Kyle Katarn. You did that kind of thing, as a distant memory, as I recall. And those were supposed to be first-person shooter games, primarily. And there are also single-player games. For all that they had a robust multiplayer communities. Probably don't want to go jumping off there then. Oh no. That I was just thinking, I may have been able to throw the transition boss that we met earlier, something the destroyer on this bridge. I may have been able. I was considering, I could have thrown him off, but actually I wouldn't have been able to because I did use Force Wave to try and to try and push him away from me, and it didn't do anything.
Can't shake these fighters. Afraid you're on your own. Maybe you can use the station's defenses against them.
Emperor Malgus says hello.
Okay. No, can't do anything with that just yet. So I need to deal with Jindo Cray first, apparently. Oh, is that his ship? Damage, which is good. What can he do? Boss immunity, immune to stuff. Advanced stealth detection. Okay, so not actually any use. I mean, his immunity is annoying. I think that must be. That's happened a couple of times now. That must be the companion droids, combat support droids. Ability, or an ability of the combat support droid to just kind of splash Colto around.
Jindo Cray was among the first to join me. He will become a martyr, and others will flock to continue his fight.
That actually looks really cool. I like it. What are they supposed to do? Oh, was I supposed to use that during the fight against his ship? Okay, game. Is that a separate ship? Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Cool design. So the weather is moving. Is the planet itself moving? Yes. I wonder how long you could stay here for and how much planet you'd get to see. Like, is it a round object out there that they've put a skin on that's rotating, or is it like a flat surface that they are moving, like scrolling past under us? Anyway. Still haven't found any weapons consoles to disable. That's later. Ion cannon chamber. More guys right on the edge where there are no safety rails. Probably only a few credits, isn't it?
You may have noticed our recent improvements. Upgraded turbo blazers replaced last generation turrets. Specialized flux cannons can disintegrate capital ships with a single blast. But most importantly, we installed state-of-the-art stealth technology. This station is completely invisible. From the skies, our empire will unite the galaxy, and Darth Malgus will be our emperor.
So when he said that the fleet was invisible, does he mean that it can become invisible? Because when I was looking out through that port on the other deck, I could see one of the presumably Imperial ships. This must be one of the weapons consoles. Okay. So I don't remember where it was. Oh no, I do. It was a trooper mission when we assaulted the Gauntlet. But we encountered a section of map very like this. There were bits where you needed to extend bridges across this big chasm-y thing. So not anything that you would be familiar with if you had only played Consular. Oh, hey. It's open to space. Must be on a very different floor, deck, because that ship that was extending quite a long way that way is not visible through that. I think it's actually a weapon hole. This is like a firing chamber, which does make me rather nervous walking out across here. Just considering luring them out across this bridge and just chucking them off. All of these can be affected by my force wave. But if I did that, I would lose out on all of the loot that they drop, because I imagine a whole mob group's worth of loot. Not significant. Although I'll have to check when the fight's over what they actually drop. green gear. More than 1,000 credits, and ArrayKit Industries Efficient Prototype Disruptor. Whenever I see that, I just read Ackroyd. Speaking of Ackroyd, the new Ghostbusters is out today in America. I don't know when it releases in the UK. Ah, okay, so this is a sniper rifle. Not all that useful if it's dropping on Republic side, because currently, this is going to change middle of December, but currently there are no classes on the Republic side that can actually use. Is this a full set of gear? Like, no. I mean, that's Onderonian, but this is... Oh no, right. Is this Onderonian? It is. Okay, so the gear is Onderonian... No, that's in Terratech. Onderonian, okay, so most of this is Onderonian except for the gauntlets and the legs. And there's also a hat that I can't actually see because of the type of creature that my, because of the race that my character is. About what Onderonian gear looks like. It might be worth checking the collections. Where's that? Collections. Onderon. Okay, so this is similar. Show items. Oh yeah, can't show that. Anything else? Alright, never mind. Let's continue. Bit disappointing that pieces of gear like this. Well, I mean, it's probably, if it's in the collection, then if it's something you can collect, then it'll be called something else for no reason.
The Republic fleet is here. Good to see you, boys.
Central core chamber. Oh, central reactor core. Okay. Oh, another lift. Okay. Yep, that's definitely a central core. rewired extermination droid. I wonder why they needed to rewire it.
You are in the power core, the brain of this space station, and my domain. If you are not a member of the Schism Collective, turn back. This place is not for you.
This is a Schism power core for the Schism Collective. There's nothing for you here. I wouldn't think that a power core would be the brain. If anything, I would call it the stomach, since it's the place from whence all the power and energy comes. So, like, well, no, combination stomach and, well, intestinal tract and lungs. Maybe. Big space, though.
You are in the power
Very big.
core,
Yes, okay.
the brain of this space station, and
It's not a
my
brain,
domain.
we've just been over
If you
this.
are
Oh,
not a
hey,
member
that's...
of the Schism Collective, turn back. This place is not for you.
Those are very tall droids. I wonder what the deal is there. Right, here we go. They don't have any special abilities other than their immunity. And stealth detection, which isn't really relevant here. I don't start doing anything unusual. Because at the moment, they're going down remarkably easily. For boss mobs, it seems like it's just, we'll make a boss, but we'll give it 2 health bars in 2 different bodies. And no special abilities. Okay. Also no gear drop, just cash. Override the command consoles. Okay, where are the command consoles? Probably on the next deck. Elevator. To upper reactor core. Oh, so we actually are going to be running about on one of these. I'm not surprised they haven't loaded in any mobs to show. That would imply that it was all one contiguous area, and which would make actually loading the whole place in more difficult and take longer. So it's not surprising that they're 2 separate places. I wonder if I can
Look
blow
around
that.
you. This station's power is a testament to the Animid's technical prowess. The Republic claimed the Schism Collective's experiments were repulsive and turned them away. How fatally short-sighted.
Well, no, not really. If you call someone's experiments repulsive, there's probably a reason. It's not just being contrary or short-sighted. It's like, hey, the things you're doing are a crime against nature. We would like you to stop. It's because they're jealous. That was about as many credits as the previous fight. Wasn't it? $14.45. It's more credits than the boss fight downstairs. Oops. Don't want to do much jumping here. Reactor control room. That's probably where the command console is going to be, if anywhere.
Stealth fighters are giving the fleet trouble. I've blasted my share, but they keep coming.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Poor old combat support droid. On fire with plasma. No idea whether we're going up or down. I mean, the last two times it was up, obviously, because it was, well, the last time rather, it was the one floor, and then the next one was called the upper floor, so that's giving you a clue as to which direction you can go. Why does this need a cutscene?
You didn't heed my warning, Master Jedi. My holo message strictly stated that the power core is the domain of the Schism Collective. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. That's the sound of my flux cannons incinerating one of your capital ships. Shall I do it again?
I doubt that that's actually going to be helpful.
You aren't going to fire the super laser.
I'm not going to fire the super laser. This battle station is the galaxy's greatest technological marvel, and it's all made possible by Anomid genius, by the Schism Collective.
Interjection. Silence, meatbag.
Your upgrades.
Statement. I'm HK-47, commander of the Foundry and personal exterminator to Emperor Malgus. My master activated me ahead of schedule to eliminate the Republic Organic.
Most assassin droids are stripped of emotion. Does your programming benefit your effectiveness?
Compliment. Astute observation, Jedi. My programming hones my efficiency. Bloodlust is a pleasant side effect. Stand clear, scientist. Assassination protocols engaged. Advisory. Prepare to die.
I mean, a lot of talking for an assassin. Is HK...
Prepare to die.
I'm prepared for you. Is HK-47...
Your organic flailings amuse me.
I enjoy that he prefaces his statements by letting me know what kind of statement to expect. Is HK-47 the KOTOR droid?
Mockery. Your organic flailings amuse me.
No, can't escape. Now I can.
Disclosure. Master World's upgrades have perfected my assassinate.
At least he stops talking when he enters stealth mode. Very stupid if you had an assassin keep talking whilst they were supposed to be invisible.
Disclosure. Masterworld's upgrades have perfected my assassination protocol. Warning! Severe damage sustained. Systems failing.
Ooh. Did I? I did. Loaded a bunch of stuff into that. What does this one look like? Ooh. Oh, the model is basically the same. But this one's kind of orange. No, not that. Here we are. It's already got stuff. In it. Have I got anything better? 274, 276, 280. Let's leave it as it is, I guess. How do I get across there? Do I have to go round? Yes. As I go around, will I find any of these command consoles to override? Doesn't look like it. Oh, before I get over there, I just want to look up whether HK-47? Yeah, HK-47 was the KOTOR droid. Yes, apparently it was. Why is Kaizen still hurt? Didn't I heal up? Oh, it's a turret. How's it going, Arcus?
powerful machines ruined because of you. Emperor Malgus will be furious. He'll disown the Schism Collective or worse. Unless you put in a word for us with the Republic.
Disable the station's shields, and I'll mention your cooperation to the Supreme Commander.
Of course. It will take some clever slicing, but that's my specialty. Schism Collective, this is Argus World. Evacuate the space station and surrender to the Republic. Our time here is up. And to commemorate our newfound friendship, I'll program our flux cannons to fire on the stealth armada. Just a few more minutes.
That's good of you. Thanks, Arcus. I'm glad that we could solve this peaceably. Still a little bit concerned about the Schism Collective being called Blight on Nature or Unnatural or something like that. But hopefully we can convince you not to... Alright, of course. Command deck will have command consoles on it, won't it? Wow, this is... So, go around here, presumably. Up and round and through, and up and round and through. This, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say for certain, but this looks a lot like the bits of Gauntlet that you fight.
The station's cannons are firing on the stealth armada. Whatever you did, it's working.
You get the memo. Schism Collective is going against Malgus now. We're supposed to evacuate. Okay, yeah, there's no way through there. Not sure why. Oh, right, so that we can go in there. Right, okay, it's because we need to come around here. That makes sense. Although... I wonder where that... Oh, hey. It's a statue. So I wonder where that actually is, because it looks like it's overlapping, or at least it's right up against this. New Imperial Guard. Especially than the old Imperial Guard. So everyone to get together. And force quick them. Definitely, this is definitely a set that was used during the. Is even this the same? No, not quite. I don't think. Definitely a set used during Trooper story arc, a story mission. Mission definitely mission. Because arc implies that it happens over an extended period. But not ships. I was kind of hoping that you'd get to see ships dogfighting out there, but no. It's just laser turrets firing. How far away is that planet now? It feels like we've moved further away from it, unless that's another planet in a binary. No, that doesn't make sense. Two planets this close together would, that close together would tear one another apart with tidal forces. A droid and a companion in the form of the Trandoshan, Kaizen Fess. Ooh, another boss fight. Who's this? Chandras Birani. Okay. There we go. That was easy. Can't really see much difference there, can you? Oh well. Another console. Ah, we're heading up. Definitely heading up. I think we even headed up stairs here as well. That looks like it's sloping down, at least a little, which would explain up, up, up. This is probably up as well, which would explain how this is. Well, no, we're not actually that much higher, are we? Well, maybe this is enough to be above the statue here. Go on, do a dance number. You're in formation already. Incredible. If you saw a regiment of any mob in MMO lined up in formation and then they start doing a dance number, that would be fantastic. It'd be so surreal. Start dancing at you. No explanation. Ah yes, this is mirror image They've just, well, not mirror image, but they've just placed one of these objects down and then copied it and twisted it around and popped it in there. Hello, Forsaken Sith Lord. Is the reason you're here because you're Forsaken? Is that how you? Is that how that's defined? Huh. They all dropped basically the same time. Okay, I thought that would be up, and that's up as well, nice. Aha, is that the last one? It is. Not very heavy guards. Splendid. Oh, hey, what's down here? Or is this the throne room? Whoops, no, don't want to do that yet. Wait, no, hold on. Final stage, stable that. Oh, this is a bonus objective. Oh, okay. Yes, I'll do that first. Emperor's Vault, the hidden threat. Okay. What's this? Sith entity. Okay. Echo of the dark side. So we're gonna have to fight it. Can you only do this if you've got 3 people? Oh, no. Splendid. You wanna have a scrap, mate? Yeah. Let's go. Fucking go, mate. Split into 3. Are these extra mobs or are these him but in 3? Guys, do something. I'll just stand there. Ah, yes, he's back. Okay, so they were projections or something, I guess. Now, this is a boss fight. It's got mechanics and shit. So he spawns 3 echoes of the dark side when he's on 3rd health, it seems. Not doing very much, are they? Yeah, he spawns in from wherever it was that his last one died, it seems. Or close to. Not every 3rd health. It's not wherever it was. He just died. It's from specific corner. Well, not corners. It's a round room. Specific quadrants of the room. Be odd, but okay. Defeat Chandras Barani and the Sith entity. Okay. Yes, I did do that. Ooh, how much of this can I break down? I can break down all of it. Let's do that. Nom 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 nom. Very close to reaching the 11,000 tech fragment maximum. How many tech fragments have I got? How do I do it? Is it a currency? Tech fragments. I am at... Yes, I've maxed out my tech fragments. Okay. Can't throw them over the side. They'll get caught on the safety rail. It's inconvenient that this, of all places, has a safety rail. Oh, that's strong. should have attacked whilst they were all together. It would have required waiting. More to line up, but it would have meant less running around. Yeah, I think laterally we're definitely above the statue now. Given we've risen quite a long way by going upstairs here, and then upstairs and upstairs, and well, this is up and then down again, but then more upstairs and then 2 flights of stairs up, which puts us, well, I mean, we did go down and then up again, so we're here, we are the same height as we were here. Definitely feels like we've risen far enough. To the throne room. There's a bulkhead there. A door. Oh, we click on this, do we? Okay. Got a bit of a cutscene. Do we have to fight all of them?
Come, Master Jedi. Witness your fleet's destruction.
Oh, he's lowering his hood. I thought he was going to start dancing.
Even without our flux cannons, my stealth fighters are crippling your pathetic armada. Soon the Republic's failure will be complete, and nothing will stand in the way of the new Empire.
The Empire will kill you for this treason, but the Republic can offer you safety, and a home for your ideals.
You're reaching, Jedi.
Warning. Shields shutting down. Station defenses offline.
Arcus Woad. Well played.
Our fleet will concentrate their fire on your station and destroy your vision of a new empire.
Yes. Let them come in close for the kill.
Ah, you're going to explode the station, are you?
Emergency warning. Safety overrides disengaged. Power core set to self-destruct.
This station will explode, consuming your entire fleet. And from the wreckage of the once mighty Republic, a new empire will be born.
It doesn't have to end this way, Malgus.
I, and only I, can stop the meltdown at any time. Kill me and your precious fleet is lost.
Yes, that had occurred to me.
Come, show me the strength of your Republic. For the new Empire.
Same as the old Empire. But with more aliens.
Thank you again for dealing with Darth Arho. You certainly made my job easier.
I get the feeling that Darth Malgus is just supposed to be Darth Vader, but without the helmet. Vader sans helmet.
Enough games. I haven't enjoyed myself this much since the sacking of Coruscant.
Wow, that was a long throw, eh?
Feel an Emperor's wrath.
An Emperor. Doesn't refer to himself as the Emperor. Or my Emperor, assuming he's presuming himself to be in charge already. Do you stop that? Just inconveniencing me. Maybe I'll be more in more trouble if I were facing him differently. Like if I were facing with my back out over this pit.
I should have killed you on Ilum when I had the chance.
You didn't have a chance to kill me on Ilum. You dingus, you were never there.
You will join me in death, as will your Republic fleet.
What's got going on? Uneven focus.
He's dead. Darth Malgus is dead. I won't let you miss the celebration. Get to the hangars. I'll see you there.
Secondary systems failure. Core power levels critical.
What? Oh right, puts me over the tech fragment.
Warning. Estimated blast radius 1.92 kilometers. Minimum safe distance 2.4 kilometers. Reactor overload. Primary systems failing. Meltdown imminent.
For a space station blowing up, 1.92 kilometer blast radius isn't that big, I wouldn't have said. It's not even that big compared with other Star Wars ships. It's gone off. I swear that like some of the like super star destroyers or something are over a kilometer long. Go this way. I'll have that. So turn to Supreme Commander Rams. Do I do that? There isn't a quick exit. Do I just travel to Ilum? I mean, I could run back through the whole ship, but I can't be bothered with that.
Welcome to our market, potential customer. Thank you for your patronage.
Tech fragment limit has been reached. Further tech fragments gained or from deconstruction will be lost. Sure you wish to continue? No, I think I'll keep that stuff and deconstruct it later. Once I've found where I can spend tech fragments. Oh, this place is still on fire. Haven't updated it since the last time. Well, except to remove the assassin, I guess. How long has that fire been burning for?
And then she picked up Malgus's lightsaber and melted the statue's base, sending it crashing down onto Malgus.
Did I?
Incredible. Master Jedi, Cole was just regaling us with the story of how you defeated Darth Malgus.
Malgus spent more time plotting his deceptions than he did studying the Force. Thankfully, my studies weren't as weak.
It's time we celebrate this momentous victory. The False Emperor is dethroned. Darth Malgus is no more.
Future is bright.
The new Empire is no more, and the old Empire is severely weakened. The Republic is destined to flourish.
Indeed. You have given us much hope.
As always, the Republic must carry on. Our fleet requires repairs, and we must salvage what we can from the Emperor's destroyed station.
But first, the savior of the Republic deserves our praise.
Indeed. Enjoy this victory, and the peace that follows.
Splendid. Looks like that's it for Ilum as well. I imagine the place that you spend tech fragments. So I sell the tech fragments in exchange for gear. I imagine that the place that you exchange tech fragments is the fleet. So let's go there, I guess. I imagine the next place is going to be Makeb. Yeah. Trouble in Paradise, Chapter 4, Chapter 4 Interlude, Chapter 5 Prelude. It's the Fallen Empire. Doesn't tell me what chapter that is though. Or that, or that. But I assume that they're in order. So I actually want to offload some of my tech fragments before I do anything else. this supplies? I could go and check. I guess. Let's see. Shadow Rover event. No. We're not doing that just yet.
Using a lightsaber is just as much science as art.
Light side tokens. Okay, and how many light side tokens do I have? $17 of 100. Is it just the gear that I would want? Oh no, there's bikes. Orochik. So a bunch of gear.
We can spar anytime.
I've got good suppliers. Only the best sold here. Feel free to browse.
Not that then. These guys sell mods. Merchant of Mystery, Spoils of War. Maybe that's what I'm after. Tech fragments. But none of this is an improvement. Oh, right, of course. Because it's... No, it's rating 8. So why... Is it because you get set bonuses? I think I need to look into this more.
Nice to see customers. Can I get you anything? Feel free to browse.
I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that gear available from a vendor isn't as good as what you can earn. Still, I don't understand. This equipment shell is enhanced with additional powerful amplifier opportunities up to the first prototype quality. Okay, what does that actually mean? this so good because you can slot it with your own mods? Is that... So binds to legacy, okay. Does it upgrade to my level when I buy it? But what? I've got tech fragments. Oh, it's you need both. Fuck's sake. Maybe I should have read the warning. But nobody ever reads warnings, do they? I suppose I'm not doing anything with these things, am I? Be nice if stuff like that wasn't so opaque.
Functioning at peak efficiency, Master. All the better to serve you.
Right, let's go to Trouble in Paradise then, I guess.
Please stand by for a priority communication from Supreme Chancellor Leontine Suresh of the Galactic Republic.
I'm honored to speak with you again, Master Jedi. Your victory over the Sith infiltrators saved the Republic, but we face new threats to our security.
Eliminating one foe often exposes the presence of others, Chancellor. Lasting peace of mind is difficult to obtain.
Be that as it may, lasting peace and security are my goals. We must remain vigilant and primed to strike. The Hutt Cartel has invaded Republic space and seized the planet Makeb. We will respond to this unprovoked act of aggression in full force. My War Council will be convening on Keylander Station in the Makeb system. I ask that you join us immediately.
I'll set a course for the Makeb system right now.
She says, touching a part of the console that it doesn't actually have any buttons on it.
Proceed to the conference chamber on Keylander Station. I'll meet you there. Please hurry. We must act quickly and decisively against the Hutt's aggression.
Actual trees. Well, a tree. No, hold on. So that's several trees. And other plants on a space station. You don't usually see that. No, okay. Never mind.
Most cordial greetings. I am Zen Thrilo, Republic Protocol Officer. Welcome to Makeb and Keylander Station. Please hold all questions. Supreme Chancellor Suresh and her delegation are arriving.
My friends, this wise Jedi Master has protected the Republic from dangers without and within time and again. I can think of no greater guardian of our security.
Well, I imagine that Satil Shan knows all about it, and I have no idea who this is.
Protecting the Republic takes more than a lone Jedi. It requires the vigilance and strength of everyone safekeeping our society.
Astute words, and especially fitting here. Victory over the Empire lies within our grasp. But first, we must face a cowardly act of unwarranted aggression. Supreme Commander Malcolm.
13 days ago, the Hutt Cartel violated Republic space and seized the planet Makeb. They've blockaded the system with 30 Ajur-class heavy cruisers.
Makeb's citizens have formally pledged to join the Republic if we respond to their crisis. We will not abandon them to the Hutt's brutality.
The galaxy has suffered upheaval, but the Hutts haven't been interested in galactic conquest for 15,000 years.
This war has created opportunities for the greedy and unscrupulous.
Severe atmospheric conditions on Makeb make large-scale troop landings impossible. We need help from local resistance forces to pull this off.
One of Makeb's business leaders, Shalem Avesta, is awaiting you on the surface. I want you working closely with him.
Oh. Dr. Wilhelm... Is that double N because you couldn't get a name with an M on the end? Anyway, Dr. Wilhelm has just started following me, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I'm surprised the planet's army didn't put up a fight. Or did the Hutts defeat them?
Makeb's entire military strength came from hired mercenaries. The Hutts simply bought them off. Liberating Makeb is your top priority, but I want the Hutt's ambitions ended permanently. Grandmaster Satil Shan has insight regarding our enemy's future plans.
The Jedi Council has meditated on the cartel's actions. We believe that Makeb is a staging point for a larger attack on the entire galaxy.
The Hutts will not be allowed to expand their dominion at our expense.
the Republic cuts a deal with the cartel, we could team up and take down the Empire together.
If there's to be any negotiation, I intend for it to be entirely one-sided. A shuttle will transport you to Shalem Avesta's encampment on the surface. Go now, and show the galaxy the Republic is not to be trifled with.
And we are not to be dealt with it by any sort of dessert. No trifles or jellies or cakes of any kind. I assume that this is native flora for Makeb, so we'll see more of it when we're actually down there. Are they identical trees? No, they're not. Wait, hold on. Just wondering. No, they aren't. They are unique, I think. No, hold on. Ah, it's difficult to tell. I think that this is just that tree, but turned around 180 degrees and blown up by double. So increased by 100%, maybe a bit more. Except, oh no, hold on. Yeah. There's a little bit of a disparity bit here. Right, yeah. Yeah, they are, it's cleverly disguised. But they are the same tree. I discovered your secret. This is a new design of, well, not these, but the guards in the main chamber. A new design of armor that I haven't seen Republic soldiers wearing.
You're one of the Republic heroes come to free my homeworld. You're just... wow.
Thanks.
I wish we'd joined the Republic ages ago.
Your people could have joined us when the Sith Empire returned to the galaxy. What stopped you?
That was before my time, but we've always minded our own business and not gotten involved in other people's fights. Stupid, huh? I was here when the Hutts blocked all of Makeb's comm channels. Haven't been able to get a signal from my family since. No idea what's happened down there.
The Hutts haven't been in control of your world for long. Most likely, your relatives are safe in their homes.
That's what I keep telling myself. Don't know if they told you, but Makeb's atmosphere's a real mess. Most ships get torn to bits by electrical storms on entry. My baby's got special ion shields to absorb the electromagnetic interference, but we're still in for a rough ride. Hopefully we won't land in little pieces.
That must be why there seemed to be a kind of green halo or sort of energy field coming off the planet. Like it looked a little bit like Aurora Borealis, except entirely the wrong orientation.
How did the cartel conquer your planet if most ships can't even get through the atmosphere?
Our politicians figured, why draft an army when you can hire mercenaries? We bought the best. Bunch of hard cases called the Interstellar Regulators. But the Hutts didn't bother fighting them. They bought off the Regulators with a bigger bid. Ask Shalem Avesta. He'll tell you. My shuttle's prepped. Hop aboard and we'll be on our way. I want to take your anti-nausea stims too.
Seems like we were fine. Nice cliffs. Oh, I've got post. A ginks. Okay. A last word. Master Boudin. I know I already thanked you for protecting the Jedi Temple during our assault, but I am ashamed of my reasons for asking you to do so. Our artifacts and relics are priceless, to be sure, but it is not the way of the Jedi to value material objects. The Celestin pilots wanted to avenge their fallen commander. You chose not to indulge them. In doing so, you may have saved much more than artifacts and relics, and reminded me of what we fight for. Please accept my thanks again. Oh, no, I already had a carved runestone. Strange that they don't have a companion out. I know that this is the wrong way. Ooh, that's interesting. Probably not great if it starts rolling. Or object. Oh wow, can't really see much out there. It's all cloud, eh? A big, tall, almost mushroomy looking cliff arrangements here. Quite a big place then. Appropriate.
You honor my home, Master Jedi. I'm Shalem Avesta. The Supreme Chancellor promised us relief, but you're more than I ever hoped. My family helped found Makeb. Avesta Mining has led our business council for decades. I was practically chief of state before the cartel's takeover. It wasn't an easy decision, but if joining the Republic is the only way to reclaim my home world's freedom, so be it.
You don't sound happy about this alliance. What made your decision to accept the Republic's help so difficult?
Makeb's been independent since our founding. It's always been part of our people's character. Ilosov is a former mercenary with the interstellar regulators. Until recently, Makeb's trusted private army and police force.
Quit when the regulators sold out to the Hutts. I don't betray a client for credits.
Exceptions like him notwithstanding, the cartel bought off the regulator forces and turned our former protectors against us.
At least there are a few people with standards amongst them.
How many ex-mercenaries do you have on your side? Enough to take down the rest?
Regulators who refused the Hutt buyout either ran or got shot for disloyalty before they could.
I still don't know why this has happened. We've conducted peaceful business with the Hutt Cartel for years.
Casualty and damage reports coming in.
Talau City got rattled pretty hard, but no injuries. Lucky.
That's the 5th groundquake since the Hutt's takeover. The last one leveled the Tygan mining colony. They're still pulling bodies from the rubble.
The Supreme Chancellor never said anything about groundquakes. Did you tell her about them?
I didn't think it was relevant. The tremors weren't notable. Not until recently, anyway. My niece Lambda is a respected geophysicist. She joined our resistance to prove there's a link between the groundquakes and the Hutt's deep core mining.
Oh, you think?
She was taking seismic readings on a deserted mesa when a whole company of regulators swarmed in. We lost contact with her.
I sent search parties to bring Lambda back. But they aren't trained or equipped to fight a mercenary force of that size.
What kind of people are in these search parties? Are they at least armed?
The bulk of our forces are civilian volunteers. A few know how to fight. Most don't.
Getting reports from our search parties. Dozens of regulators have pushed them back to the landing zone. We lose that, we'll never find Lambda.
Tell your people they'll soon fight alongside Jedi. I know a thing or two about solving mysteries the hard way.
Let's hope the regulators are smart enough to recognize when they're outmatched. Take my personal shuttle to Fryn Mesa. Lane Farrow is our man at the landing zone.
Oh, what's this? Oh, rep. Okay. So, is most of Makeb on mesas like this? On stilts, basically?
Welcome. Please select an available travel route.
That's complicated.
Have a safe and pleasant stay.
We don't get to see zooming about across Makeb. That's a shame.
The regulators are cowards. Bleed us dry and then stab us in the back when it matters. Butchers and scum, just like every mercenary.
Not true. I served in Corvin's Light Battalion. You couldn't pay us to slaughter civilians, unlike these idiots.
I thought you worked security. You never said you've been a mercenary.
Makeb is my home, but I'll happily take my years of battle experience off-world if you have doubts about my loyalty.
No, look, just help me set up this barricade.
Yes, sir.
Shalem Avesta sent us. You were in charge here?
Reinforcements! We're saved!
Wow,
Prost,
this must be
come
bad.
here! It's a Jedi!
Speak up, Lane. Not sure the whole mesa heard you. My name's Prosk, in case Slick here didn't enunciate clearly. Kid's an accountant. Barely knows which way to point a blaster. Can't say I'm much better. Used to be a mining foreman. We've set up barricades, but they're not doing much against the regulators. What's the plan, boss?
That's a long wait. Are we stuck?
I will stay.
What was that? Oh, connection. Oh, gee, thanks.
Shalem Avesta sent us.
Your reinforcements. Prosk, come here!
Speak up, Lane. Not sure the whole kid's an accountant. Barely knows which way to... We've set up barricades.
I will stand between you and harm. The power of the Force will protect us.
I sure hope so, Master Jedi.
Scouts report regulators headed this way. Big group.
Everyone's manning a barricade. Find one and dig in.
No, don't stand there, Kaizen. We're hiding behind barricades. They're weak. They are. Ha! Don't think much of these guys. Say it! Rubbish mercenaries.
Master Jedi, I've never... Those regulators... You're incredible.
I'll drink to that, Slick. Those mercs will think twice about hitting us again. We owe you one.
You could have run, but you held your ground and defended a greater cause. That's heroism.
We're in this for Makeb, Master Jedi. Backing down's not an option. Shalem sent you to find Lambda, right? Bring back his Geo... whatever niece in her research. We haven't had much luck there.
Her campsite was ransacked. The regulators must have already captured her and confiscated all the research data. Shalem's right. She found something important.
For, someone who was previously a mining foreman, Prosk doesn't know much about geology.
She might have escaped on foot before the mercenaries hit her camp.
Maybe. But then why hasn't she contacted us for help?
Scanners indicate no one except you has landed on or left the mesa since the regulators came. That means she's still here. Probably at one of their camps.
Great. There's half a dozen camps and no way to pinpoint which one she's at. Have to keep hitting them until she turns up.
I can do that.
How big and well defended are the mercenary camps? I'm guessing our enemies aren't sitting around roasting brabelos and singing.
All we know is the regulators dropped a whole mess of men here with who knows what firepower. A few of our search parties never made it back. You find any other prisoners, send them here.
What the hell is
Someone
a brabelo?
here might know how to slice the regulators' comm frequency and find out what they're doing. Ask around, Prosk.
Slick takes charge with his big brain. On it, boss.
We'll hold this landing zone as long as it takes. Good luck.
Oh, there's a heroic here too.
Don't take off. I repeat, do not take off. Anti-aircraft cannons are still active.
No choice, place is tearing apart. If we don't leave now, we might never get to. We're up. All clear. Heading to 070 for rendezvous with...
Banlin, come in. Banlin, please, please, come in.
Your friend is not lost. In the Force, nothing is lost.
I hope you're right. That's the 5th transport the Regulator mercenaries have shot down. Must be 60, 70 people they've killed in the last hour.
That's a lot.
We've sent dozens of volunteers to take down the anti-aircraft guns. But the mercenaries, there's just too many of them. It'd take an army.
You don't need an army. You just need me.
You're serious? All right. If you're sure, let's see what we can do. These are the coordinates to the Regulator's base. They have it guarded like a fortress. Please, please be careful. And if you manage to destroy the anti-aircraft guns, just be sure you make it back in one piece. Good luck.
Well, I have not been overwhelmed by the mercenaries so far, but maybe the heroic level guys will be more impressive. What's that thing? Carbonic something or other. Oh, that's why they're so weak. Because I'm capped to the max of the area, and these guys are low relative to that. Different interface. Urgent dispatch from Vice Commandant Grevin. Cargo shipment security details. I want double security on every cargo shipment we run out of Fryn from here on. Been seeing a lot of our hardware ending up in locals' hands, and that's unacceptable. Or maybe that's pronounced unacceptable like lemon, the lemony creature from Adventure Time. Keep those weapons locked down, people. Recover weapon shipments. Okay. Well, I can do that. Who knows where my character is putting all these weapons that she's taking? Don't ask questions. Let's see. There we go. Lemon grab. That's the one. More droid. I was hoping that because I couldn't see its like name over its head, that it wouldn't be targetable, and that it would just be left alone. Is that some warning stripes that were put down? But way... Oh, they're not visible from underneath. That's super weird. What was the intention there? To put them down on the metal plating, presumably? That's a way worse go at it than... the example on the last mission we were on. Hit the droid, that's a shame. I'm not here to bully droids. Oh, it's a lore object. chaps. Goodbye, chaps. Yeah, that's right. Just ignore me running around in your camp. Hello.
Well done.
Why have I still got this? Oh, oil soaked. Resistance to fire damage reduced. Fire attacks now have a 100% chance to set you on fire. Nice. But at least it will wear off soon. But I haven't met anyone that can set me on fire. Fond of the sound it's making.
Red Team, come in. This is Vice Commandant Grevin. We've scanned heavy fire in your zone. Status report.
Your men chose fighting over negotiating. Be reasonable and free the geophysicist.
You have no authority here, Jedi. That girl is our legal prisoner. You're outnumbered by troops who have run ops in 30 systems. Our victory rate is 100%.
Interesting.
You
So is
got
mine.
lucky this time. It won't happen again.
What rock have you been living under? That you don't recognize the person that freed Corellia and killed Darth Malgus. Not to mention all the other awesome stuff that I've done. That's an interesting plant, isn't it? Ooh. That's a big weird creature, isn't it? A Vrake. Just be facing the other way. Do I get over there? Around this way? That was a bit risky. I'm gonna get oil slicks again. I have, haven't I? Ugh. Horrible. Ah, get me out.
You should have taken the hint. I command the regulators, and I've got plenty of reinforcements to throw your way. Now they're angry.
Don't make me angry.
The longer you waste my time, the worse it will be when I find you.
Good luck with that. My regulators get double pay to bring me your head.
What you mean is they get no pay?
Prosk, you read? We sliced the Merc's comm network. Hearing all kinds of interesting chatter. Whatever you're doing, it's paying off. The Mercs have pulled back. The landing zone's all ours.
Dig in and be ready, in case they come back.
Understood. We'll keep listening to the Merc's bellyache too. Might learn something we can use. Keep up the pressure.
Under pressure. That was interesting. It's kind of guiding me round. Fine, oil slick me, but does it have to make that noise? Cannibalistic kinks. He was weak. The regulators are really not living up to their hype. I mean, even if we were at the right level to be facing them, rather than 4 levels higher, I still don't think that they'd be terribly impressive.
Prosk, come in. We've taken out multiple regulator camps. Still no sign of Lambda.
Scouts report you've got those mercenaries chasing their own tails. Lambda has to be nearby. I'll take some men out and cover more ground.
Think you're clever? Killing my people? Slicing our comm channel?
Yeah.
Every time you hit us, the Hutts crack down even harder on the nice people of Makeb. They're dying because of you.
You're supposed to protect Makeb, but you sold out to the Hutts. How much are they paying you to execute innocent people?
Enough, obviously. Make your peace while you can.
Maybe you should try that. Not actually doing much in any of these camps, am I? I have to say that I do like the
Stand by for examination and suggested products.
the flora and the fauna.
You are fit for duty.
It's
Return
nice
to your
to
post.
see stuff that isn't just recycled from elsewhere. Ooh, interesting. He went down easily, didn't he? Big Colto tank. What's that thing that keeps coming down? I don't... It's not one of my powers, I don't think. Unless it might be. Might be from a piece of gear. No. No idea. Is it? Oh, it's something helping me on Makeb whilst I'm on Makeb that I can't see fully because this is positioned where I want it, but it's not. I wish that I could change the position, like where that informational window comes up. Save the droid. And I managed to avoid getting oiled. That was nice too.
Prosk, do you read? Another camp down and still no Lambda. Any luck on your end?
Hang on. Getting a distress call. It's her! Patching through.
Blast, is this stupid thing working? Hello?
Hello!
We read you, Lambda. Your uncle sent a rescue team. The Republic's here, look!
Shalem didn't send more?
I am plenty.
We're enough. Give us your coordinates, and we'll get you to safety.
My guards abandoned their posts and left me alone. You must be the murdering scum they went after. I broke free and ran to the nearest quake shelter.
Correct.
I'm the only person here. Sending you coordinates.
If you'd tried anything but getting to safety, you might have been captured again. Or worse.
Figured this was the safest place. Wait, what was that noise? Is that on your end?
Nope.
Lost her. They're blocking her signal. My team's close to that quake shelter. Meet you there.
Righto. Oh yeah, we're not far away. Yeah, fight. Ah, bye. Idiots. Oh, they didn't have anything to drop either. That's good.
You got a lot of my friends killed today. Grevin said I could return the favor.
This doesn't have to end in violence. Can't you see the Hutts are using you? It isn't too late. Make the right choice.
We're already earning enough from this job to retire. Once you're dead, we can do it in style.
The shelter's collapsing! We have to get out!
Greed has bound you to the Hutts. Open your eyes before they're shut forever. Surrender. Please.
Kill them!
Alright, have a nap. Sucks that a place that was built to withstand seismic collapse is itself collapsing.
The shelter's coming down! Can we leave already?
I didn't come all this way to die! Let's go!
Well, I waited for standing still to have that conversation. Okay.
There's never been a groundquake like that in Makeb's history. Geologic instability has increased 1,000-fold since the Hutt takeover. Seismic readings and core stability fluctuations both indicate impending catastrophe. These groundquakes are the direct result of Hutt deep core mining that's going to destroy Makeb.
The moment they sent the regulators here, it was obvious the Hutts had something to hide. Now their secret's out.
Every scrap of data I collected here proves the Hutt Cartel's deep drilling has destabilized Makeb. These groundquakes are only the start. Entire mesas will collapse. After that, gravitational decay will strip away the atmosphere, kill everything. Makeb will become totally uninhabitable.
The cartel and its forces are on Makeb. Won't they die with everyone else?
Oh, they know what they're doing. They just don't care. And that mystifies me. I think there's a way to save Makeb, but I need you to work with me. I'll warn you now. I'm snappish. Everyone says so. It's not personal.
Don't apologize. You hold your own and you're not afraid of anyone. You're my kind of woman, Lambda.
You're a lot more interesting than I thought.
You made it! We followed Prosk's signal and... where's Prosk?
I'm sorry. He's gone.
That was pretty abrupt.
He gave his life saving Lambda. The best way to honor that sacrifice is by continuing the fight.
I know. I will. We'll get her back to Shalem. There's a clear path back to the landing zone, thanks to you.
Meet me at Uncle Shalem's office. We need to figure out a plan. Fast.
I have some guns to take out. Did I, as I recall, I think that's what that was. Have to go this way. Okay. Let's hop over here then. Ah, Dropbox.
Report your ailments.
Cool. These scale higher.
You are fit for duty. Return to your post.
So, out this way? No, hold on. How do I? Get out and round. Oh, do you have to wiggle through here? Okay. Nice route. A little bit precarious, but it looks cool. Terathki. Let's renew that buff. What's in the middle? Macrin Creeper. Huh. Whoops. Spotted. At least it didn't knock me off my mount. Dead person. Going to be more of a pain in the ass getting to the place than actually doing the mission. Ooh, what are you? A Yara. Convoluted route. What's the next bit? Okay. Why? I mean, interesting, but... Yeah, even for... Even for a heroic, I don't think much of these guys. Don't do that. Look, go away! annoying that we caught a randomly patrolling group. Would have been preferable if that didn't happen, but otherwise not that big of a deal. What? This fight is kind of like a boss fight. Difficult to manage, kind of a pain in the ass. Don't really like it. Maybe we ignore the trash mobs? Oi, cut that out. No repairing the turrets. Get much more difficult if Kaizen dies. I imagine this would be much easier if you had more than one person. Okay, Kaizen, up you get. Do these pipes jump you around next to the... Yes, they do. Wandering trolls. They are really irritating. If you just happen to catch one, it can be really bad news.
run from me.
Prisoners freed. Looks like it's gonna be a tough fight. Oh, we took out about half of them. Much more manageable, isn't it? I suppose this more than the other heroics I've done before. They seem to expect you to be doing it as part of a larger group, not just one person and their companion NPC. Still, I think that fight might have been doable if I'd had one of the don't remember what they're called, but they're a stim producible from the crafting thing that makes you stims. In case you didn't know, you can get a stim that not just heals you, but also your companion, and a bit over time. So that's dead useful if your companion is a bit low and needs a spot of help. Well, you and your companion, I suppose, really. No. Oh no, okay, so the roofs were open, but with force fields over them, so it's not like they could have climbed out if they'd worked together. Although, even if they had done that, I don't know how much good it would have done in the middle of an enemy camp without weapons. lot of dudes. Break it all down. Probably should have healed up between those two fights. Flashpoint with an extra helper has spoiled me. Kaizen survived, so that's alright. Big groups of relatively low-level dudes are, I think, a little bit more difficult than, like, a group of 3, 2 strong and 1 elite. Or is it the other way around? Yeah, 2 strong and 1 elite. They weren't up to much, were they? It's a cannon. I thought from the shape it might be somehow some kind of mount, but no. Oh hey, big ass cannon that, eh? These all weak. Ha. Right, down you look, go, eh? Goodbye. Ah. Is he still down there? He's here. Huh. He didn't actually fall off the edge. That's cheeky. Deal with him afterwards. Bloody cheek, putting another ledge down there. So the Jedi can't push him off, presumably. Oh, let's do it 4 times. Very important that we well, very important that we make the player character, do this 4 times. On the other hand, it gives it certain weight. This is a big gun emplacement, presumably quite heavily armoured. There we go. Gun gone. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's a super droid to defeat. Regulator super droid. I thought it was a regular super droid, and I was like, how do you have a super droid that's regular? A regular garden variety super droid. Probably, I don't know how much of it is only, like how much of it being doable is by one person is only because we are, you know, higher level than it was designed for. Now I can put the explosives around. Okay. What are you? Okay. So, I actually want to go back here, I think? Or was it here? I'll just go here and then fly to wherever that tells me.
Vehicle pads are currently open for business.
Oh, it was back over there. Okay. They've got animations to show you flying about all over the place on Coruscant and Nar Shaddaa. It's a bit of a shame that they don't have the same for here, really.
I've got good suppliers. Only the best sold here.
I want to break that down, don't I? I expect.
Feel free to browse.
So, let's hand this in. Oh, you can even do it mounted. I think I've noticed that before. Ooh. Looks like this place has been hit, eh?
This is nothing, Uncle. I've run the numbers. 2 days, maybe less. And your office is at the bottom of a sinkhole.
At least your expensive education has finally amounted to something.
Told you I'd repay that loan. Bet you're wishing you'd listened to me sooner. Not dismissed me as a loudmouth conservationist.
Master Jedi, Lambda told me of your incredible rescue. Words cannot convey my thanks. We suspected Makeb was becoming unstable, but I had no idea things were this bad. We never should have let the Hutt Cartel establish their mining operation.
I didn't realize the cartel set up shop on your world before the takeover.
We negotiated mining contracts with them a decade ago. They gave our economy a tremendous boost.
I've been yelling about that boost for years. Moving on. The regulators who held me hostage were a chatty bunch. Mostly filthy language and bragging about their blasters, but the leader said something interesting. He mentioned Project Failsafe, a Hutt emergency plan if their mining went wrong. That mercenary believed the Hutts have something to instantly stabilize Makeb.
Could anyone stabilize an entire planet's core and crust instantly? It doesn't seem feasible.
Agreed. But the cartel has top-level scientists on their payroll. Who knows what they might have discovered?
Millions could die while we wait for the Hutts to act. We need to claim Project Failsafe for ourselves, before it's too late.
Talos City, the Hutt Embassy database.
Ilasof's right. Data on Project Failsafe would be stored in the Hutt Embassy's computers in Talos City. Unfortunately, that's under cartel control. We need Chief Hercule, Talos City's former security commander. He and a few loyal men have a hidden camp outside the city. They'll get you inside the city and embassy.
Lethal X-Rage, welcome. Nice to see you. Unfortunately, I'm right at the end of my stream. I'm just going through this conversation to get it out of the way. And then I'll be ending the stream.
How does the security chief know the way into the Hutt embassy?
Hercule set up the Hutt's original defenses. He built it. He knows how to break it. The Hutts control Talos City and the surrounding area. They'll have to land a shuttle in the countryside. Expect plenty of regulators. Chief Hercule's camp is hidden at these coordinates.
Don't die. You're all we've got.
I've only tried this planet one time. Oh, okay. Well, that's one more time than I've done it so far. Let's break that down. And yeah, that'll be it. Oh, we need to go this way. Okay. Yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry, Lethal Rage, you caught me right at the end. There was probably not very much indication that I was drawing to the close, so no worries there. Not your fault. I'll be back on Monday at about 8 PM GMT, but it could be later than that. To play more of this, to explore more of Makeb. I'll be going over to the Hutt Embassy, I think it was, to talk to Chief Hercwill, to try and initiate Project Failsafe, which is somehow supposed to instantly stabilize the planet that the Hutt have spent the last decade or more drilling to pieces in a stupid, reckless mining operation. But yeah, so this will go up, this recording will go up on my YouTube, Vanilla Jester Gaming. You can find all my other streams there as well. I've been playing Star Wars The Old Republic for a while now, and I followed, so I'll catch you Monday then. Oh, cool. Well, thank you. I'm also on Twitter, @VanillaJester. If you feel like talking to me there, you can. I usually just tweet to let people know that I'm going live, in case they don't happen to be following me for whatever reason. But you can occasionally see me tweet other things. And I hope to see you again, whether that's on Monday or not. And until I do, I hope you have as good a time as you possibly can manage. Weekend should be good. Weekend's usually a better time than weekdays, although it depends on when you're working, of course. And what's happening. I'm probably going to try and find a way to watch... Well, I'm going to find out when Ghostbusters Afterlife is released, and if it's anytime soon. I know it's released today in the US, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's today in the UK. But if it's released anytime soon here in the UK, I'm going to go and watch it, because I want to. But yeah. So until I see you again, goodbye.